Hi, I'm really excited to introduce you to Joey Hamilton. Joey is a committee member with the Washington's Trail 1753. So welcome to the Butler Buzz.
Thank you. We appreciate you having us.
Absolutely. Well, this is so important because, I know a little bit, but I know you know a lot. But in a short amount of time, could you give us a little bit of background on Washington's Trail 1753? What does that mean here in Butler County?
Well, in 1753, George Washington was recruited by Governor Dinwiddie in Virginia to deliver a message to the French at Fort Le Boeuf in Waterford.
Okay.
At that time, both England and France claimed the western Pennsylvania area. And the British had decided they were going to ask the French to leave. George Washington was only 21 and agreed to go. He was ambitious, perhaps naive, because the trip started October 31st and the weather was getting bad. But he took on the job and he traveled north from Virginia, stopped at Fort Pitt, or what would be Fort Pitt.
Okay.
The forks of the rivers there, and followed with a stop at Logstown, and then Fort Michel up north. Fort Le Boeuf was his ultimate destination. And once he got there, he delivered a letter to the French saying, "We would like you to leave." The French were very gracious and said, "Thank you, but no thanks. We're going to stay right here." And then they fed George very well and sent him kind of on his way.
Okay.
And then he came back, headed back south. Along the way, there was a spot which was deemed to be Murdering Town, and no one is exactly sure where that is, where one of the Indian guides with George Washington took a shot at him and his guide, Christopher Gist, and missed, fortunately, or history would have been drastically changed. And then that wasn't the only hardship, but they got to the Allegheny River and had to build a raft to get across the river. It was very cold, very nasty. They got the raft built. They started to float across. George fell in, managed to get back up on the raft. They made it to an island in the center of the river and then had to stay there for the night. They were like half frozen.
Right.
In the morning when they woke up, or if they even slept, the river was totally frozen. So they could walk across. So that's how cold it got.
Wow.
And then they proceeded on from there to back down to Virginia and got there in January. So
this is fascinating, right? Did you know this? I mean, that's why this is so important. You are a wealth of knowledge. So,
well, thank you.
Yeah, we could talk all day about this, right?
Yes, we could.
This is a class, right? But there is a committee, a group of people that 20 years ago came together and said, we want to honor, we want to educate, we want to commemorate Washington's Trail 1753, right? And you're a part of that.
Correct.
And tell us a little bit about that group.
Well, the committee is made up of tourism people, people from historical sites, living historians, and it's our job to promote, to educate, kind of inform people of what the trail is, where the trail goes.
Right.
So we do that in a number of ways. One of them is we've got signs along a lot of the highways. Probably everyone has seen this. And those will give you an idea of where Washington traveled. Now, they're not going to be exact because of the time difference and so forth, but that will give people an idea of where they're headed. There's a driving tour brochure that's available.
Yeah.
So that's helpful.
Yeah. A lot of wonderful resources online. So definitely check them out. And now you have an upcoming event. How many years have you been doing the summit?
Almost 10.
Almost 10 years. So April the 10th, it's a Thursday at Butler Country Club.
Correct.
And it's an all-day event. I mean, you have speakers.
Yes. We have 5 speakers lined up and a special exhibit of Lafayette. Our title this year, our theme is Washington and Friends, Journey to America 250.
Okay.
So it should be very interesting. It's $70. You can sign up on our website.
Yep. And doors open at 8:30. The event starts at 9.
Correct.
Speakers throughout the day, a light breakfast, a nice lunch, and then a basket raffle.
Correct.
Awesome. Well, good luck with your event.
Thank you.
We're so honored for you to spend some time with us. And thank you and your team for the great work you're doing. That's Washington's Trail 1753. So much to be proud in Butler County. Thank you. Thanks for watching this episode of the Butler Buzz. If you want to see more, just click on the playlist button up here. To keep up to date with all of Armstrong Neighborhood Channel, click on the subscribe button down here. Hey, I suggest you do both. See you next time.